Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sippin and Selling
with Joey Chanel. Hey guys, it's Joey Chanel with Sippin and Selling. I'm really excited about my guest today. This is him, my brother-in-law, Mario Bencivenni. He's here in the flesh, all the way from Glen Cove, New York. He is the owner of Frank's Beverage. Welcome everybody to the show, Mario Bencivenni. Woo!
My favorite sister-in-law. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Don't let my other sister-in-law hear that. Thanks for coming to the show. I know I've been begging you to be on here, not just to wear this beautiful apparel that I was gifted by your daughter. It is hilarious. You were trying to tell the story a little early, and I said, save it for the podcast. What is this? Is this you if you were like in a Disney movie?
I'm at work one day, and my daughter's friend, she was over the house, or I don't remember, on the phone, and I had walked in, or my daughter was on like one of those when there's 7 girls on the screen.
Yeah.
And I said, how you doing? So every time she would talk to this girl, Daddy, can you say how you doing? So I started. So one day I'm sitting in my beer distributor on board. I'm on Snapchat, and I take that picture. I said, you know what? Let me just surprise her. And let me have these jerseys made up. And the next time she had all these girls over.
They all got swag? Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to put a link up so that we could sell them. I'm sure other people would want to buy them and just, memorialize this episode, because we're trying to go viral here. We all talk about this in the family, how Mario is a character. He is super funny. He's also in the business, so that's a bonus for me. But he's super happy, light, funny, looks like he was right out of an Italian movie scene, and he's got a lot of fun stories, so we're going to get into it. I wanted to invite you on the show, not just because of that, but because I know zero about the beer industry. I'm very honest about that. I grew up in the liquor business, and obviously you can categorize beer in there, but I never participated. I wasn't a Natty Ice girl in college. I didn't pop around and go to Ireland to have a pint. That's not my shtick. So I want to learn about the beer industry through your eyes.
Well, it's 32 years, so I think April 17th. I bought it April 17th, 1994. And the guy I bought it from was a gentleman named Frank Napoli, a real pioneer in the business. My license is called a Class C license. It's very similar to like Claire Rose, Manhattan Beer, those bigger companies, just I'm on a smaller scale.
Okay.
And he was there 52 years before me.
Wow.
And we happened to buy a piece of real estate from him before, and then we bought Frank's after. We bought the building and business in April of 94.
Okay.
So it's 32 years experience I have. When I bought the place, Budweiser was it.
Okay.
We were buying 5, 6, 7 pallets of Budweiser a week. Now,
that's not it.
it's just
A small percentage.
a small percentage. The seltzers. Now, a month ago, we just got our hemp and THC license
Okay.
for infused beverages. So it's something we're starting. We're starting with social media, and it's starting to gain ground. There's a gray area on serving it. We did get the license. They said there's a lot of laws changing it, but I talked to a colleague of mine that's been doing it for a couple of months, and he says, go with it until they tell you can't no more. So we made a beautiful section up in the store, and it's going pretty good.
That's good. We've been talking about the THC category because it is hot and it is innovative. And I obviously have an affiliation because my dad's rum has hemp in it, but it's not any effects of hemp. It's just a flavoring because they can't mix with alcohol. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. And yeah, the legal terms, legalities are changing
And
every
it took
day.
us a while for the license.
I'm sure it did.
We put in for it. If I was correct, I think about 4 months it took to get it.
Okay.
So we're ready to go. So my nephew Giuseppe is a big part of my business. He's a tremendous help. He came in. My sister has triplets, so one of them gave me his heart, and really it's his thing.
Nice.
I'm just there as looking over, and this is his thing. He was the one that brought it to my attention. He was the one that said, Uncle Matt, we got to try this. Everybody's doing it. And we got licensed, and they said, because I have that license, if there's other things in that field in the future, it might be easy because I'm licensed already.
Nice.
So it might open doors for other things.
That's
But
great.
we're trying it, and listen, 32 years is a long time. When I bought that place, Schlitz, Schmitz, Rheingold, regular Michelob. I mean, you mentioned these beers to the younger generation.
They have no
Michelob,
idea.
Schlitz and Schmitz, they look like a little hand grenade. Mickey's, these beers are gone, but it was still alive when I bought the place. And I was in the place when Corona hit the scene. Like, I was in business.
Nice.
So they were begging us to take it. Joey, we cannot keep enough of it there.
That's wild.
It's one of the leading importers. So, it's 32 years, you've seen a lot. And when I bought Frank's, Zima was there.
Oh, man.
So they were way ahead of their time. They just never caught their due. I mean, look what White Claw and Truly and they never caught their due.
It
was
didn't.
there, people tried it, but they were way ahead of their time, and they just never.
That happens a lot, though. Sometimes people don't get the recognition being the first.
But they were in front. They had the idea many years ago.
Which sucks, though, sometimes. Like Mike's Hard Lemonade was there, too. There was a few.
They're doing well. It's still, the top ones right now are Mike's. White Claw is still holding strong. Got to remember, during COVID, Truly and White Claw, we cannot keep enough of it in stock. Then High Noon hit the scene right after that, and I'll tell you the truth, it deaded it. What is it? There's High Noon, and what's the other one called? Sun something?
Surfside.
Surfside.
Surfside took us by storm. They came from the spirits world first. They had a vodka, stateside vodka. That was their first brand, and it didn't do that great. And then they went into the RTD market, into that white space where they saw that everything was carbonated. And they decided, hey, well, the tea was taking off. You had Loverboy. You did very well with Loverboy. And before that, Twisted Tea, right? So they saw that there was an avenue for tea drinks, but all those were carbonated. So they were like, you know what? Let's do a white space and do a non-carbonated iced tea RTD. And they overnight blew up.
And Loverboy was an accident because I can't remember his name. The main actor, the one I was close with.
You have Kyle, and then there's, is it Frank? Eric? What's his name? Kyle and...
Make a long story short, Lexus in Glen Cove is doing an event. They were promoting it with a release of a car.
Okay.
They called me because I was up the road and they said, Matt, can you do us a favor? Carry this brand, Loverboy. They're going to be giving it out and sampling it. I hit it off with this gentleman, and they asked me, now COVID hits. It's available. They don't have distributorship. They said, can you handle Long Island? I was like, you know what? I'll try. Joey, we were doing trailers of it. I was bringing it from Nassau County to the East End, wherever I could. And I really shouldn't say this. Delis and all small. I was just leaving it to the beer distributor because they were my friends. And I was calling all my friends and saying, listen, and every other beer distributor that wanted it. So I left it exclusive to only be, and we had a good run with it.
Love that. Carl is his name. Carl's his name. It took me a minute. I was laughing. Remember, I saw you on the episode of the Summer House.
He
called you,
desk, yes.
and he asked for an order, and you were on the other end. I'm like, I know that voice.
And we couldn't get it. It was the trail. Remember, it was COVID too. It was hard. I'm like, you get me the trailer. I'm ready to go. Like I had orders cut, and my guys were out until 8 o'clock at night delivering Loverboy. It was a good time, and it was a good experience. I gained nothing from it. And I had friends that were close to me, like my friend Brian Lynch from Boston Beer Company, the guy I mentioned. He's a dear friend of mine. We go back. We're probably in the business the same amount of years. I think I'm a little longer than him.
Okay.
And he's just a good guy, very intelligent, knows the business very well. He even worked in their spirit end.
Okay.
And he's just a good guy to talk to, and he's very intelligent. And he was telling me, Mario, get in front of this. But you know what? It was new. It was the first time I had an item to myself that I was exclusive. Nothing came about, but it was a good experience.
That's
nice. It was good, and we did good.
I like to try different things. It's important to expand what your comfort zone. It's nice to step out of it, and maybe you don't think you took something away from it at the time.
I learned a lot,
but you learned a lot, which is great.
I was on the scene too for the energy drink. Joe, there had to be 50 every week. Somebody coming in with a new energy drink. Now, Red Bull and Monster's the only two that survived. I mean, every company, everybody had an energy drink. So in 32 years, I've seen a lot.
I'm excited to hear about some brands that maybe aren't here today anymore that you feel like maybe if they had the right backing or potential distributor or something that maybe would have helped, a celebrity behind it that maybe is someone, think about that for the end of the show if it won't come to the forefront. But I wonder if there's some concept. I always try to ask people, like, what if you could come out with a brand, what would it be? What about a brand you saw and you were like, I can't believe it didn't last?
Or a brand that you would never think they would sell it. Bush Apple. Joe, listen to me. It is what it is. People were lining up, calling us. They only gave us about 40 cases because Anheuser-Busch didn't anticipate anything happening with Bush Apple.
Wow.
Somebody must have posted it on social media. I have no idea. We were getting 10, 15 calls a day just for Bush Apple. And they brought us 40 cases. It was gone in 24 hours.
That's wild.
So the one thing I learned about the beer business, you never know. You know what? You never know.
There's people that drive to certain locations just for specific beers too. Like I have, my mom was from Minnesota. So we have friends that go just to Wisconsin for a specific beer there because it's only made in Wisconsin, only sold in a store there. There's like, if you love beer, you're like a barrel chaser in that way, And
there was beers like Goose Island. They make this brand called Bourbon County that they release every year and we can't sell until Good Friday, Black Friday.
Wow.
We get it in a couple days before.
Okay.
Joey, years ago, there was people lined up down the block at the door.
What?
So everything changes. They brew this beer in bourbon barrels.
They're giving away hundreds with that
I should have brought you some.
Yeah.
Rum cask, all sorts of different varieties. And people would go crazy. It's like a cult.
Mm-hmm.
These people save these beers for 10 years, and then they'll get a current one and drink one from like 10 years ago. I seen all this. And now it comes out. We don't buy nearly as many. It's just another beer.
Right.
So
flash in the pan.
everything changes. I've seen a lot, man. I've seen a lot.
I'm excited to hear about all the things you've seen. But another thing that connects us is that you come from a family business. You worked with your dad. You mentioned you're working with your nephew.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit. I've talked about it on the show, working for my father. What was it like working with your father?
I finished high school, and I really wanted to go to college. My father was telling me, go to college. He had one arm around me, one of those typical Italian-American things.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1986, Joey, it was very easy. My father bought me a car. He's paying my medical, paying me money. My cousin and I were the same age. It was easy. It was different times.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working. I really didn't have a great relationship with my father's brother.
Okay.
We've mended it. We've passed it. So my father was in the karting business, and his partner knew Frank Napoli. We knew him from the neighborhood because we had bought a storefront with apartments from him years before that. So he had come home and said, Frank Napoli wants to sell Frank's Beverage. And my father came to me. He says, you think you can sell beer? I said, you get me out from what I'm doing. I'll sell ice to an Eskimo. Just get me out of here.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And now it's 32 years, and I am very, very proud of that.
Yeah.
You know how many businesses has come and gone in 32 years?
A lot.
I mean, I spend a lot of time there. I take a lot of pride in what I do. And I remember, I got a great one for you. I went there it took 6 months for the license to get approved after me. They fingerprinted me. It was a long process. And I went there. My father says, okay, you're done at the restaurant. Go there. Go start learning the business. Go start poking around. And then there was an old man that was there, that he was there since high school. And Mr. Napoli trusted him, and he was like a manager for the family business. Joey, I got on the high-low, and I was driving the high-low from one point of the parking lot to the other side. They were laughing at me, him and this guy Scotty, looking through the window, like I'm looking through this window, looking at me like, look at this jerk-off driving this high-low. They don't know what a fire they lit under me.
Right.
I said, these guys are laughing at me, but I didn't know how to drive a forklift.
Right.
I was a head pizza man in my father's restaurant. My father had a restaurant that sat 200 people. And I remember when I got there, this guy says to me, you know what? This is hard work. 12 hours a day in a pizzeria is not hard work. And these guys have no idea what a flame they lit under me, laughing at me. This guy, Scotty, was an ex-railroad guy, retired. He worked as a clerk, and they were looking at me through the window, pointing, look at this idiot driving back and forth. That was 32 years ago.
Wow. Where are they now?
I think both passed on.
Oh, well, R.I.P., baby.
And listen,
Sorry.
they were good guys. They had taught me, it was, listen, very overwhelming. You know, my first 6 months of business, I mean, I'm listening to everybody. I was making pizzas for a living. That was 32 years ago. You don't know how proud I am of that.
You should be proud.
And those guys, and I remember specific things that lit fire, you know, going through with wholesale, and I'm blessed. I really have a solid business, man.
You do. And we know you spend a lot of time there. As a family, obviously, we complain when you're not at certain occasions because you're such a life of the party. You're so fun. But that's the funny part about being in this industry because you're not a drinker. I'll get you to have a spritzer here and there, but you're not a drinker. You don't get high on your own supply.
No.
Which is good because then maybe that'll trickle down to your kids. They won't be like crazy animals out there when they go to college.
And when I was younger, I used to have a few with my friends, don't get me wrong. I would say, you know, when 21 hit, and I think, if I remember correctly, I think the drinking age was 19 when I was younger, and then they changed it. Well, I couldn't remember what year they did that.
Okay.
But I would be out socially on a Saturday night. My friends were never really big drinkers. I got to say the truth. There was a few guys that hung around. One of my closest friends, Joe, he's not a drinker. So it really wasn't me. I had a few nights that I came home, I had my head in my ass, but other than that, you know, and then I had a little ripple, and that was it.
That's good, though. It's good. It's nice to get it out of your system. So we were talking a little bit about the brands that you think that are so surprising to you because maybe they have seasonality or whatever, but what do you see going outside beer-wise? Because like I said, I know you talked about the seltzers. I'm curious about what are the biggest beer products that you're seeing move, because yes, some of these big brands have a bigger budget behind them, but I'm more interested if you have like a few craft items that people are really hot for.
When I bought the place, bottles were everything.
Okay.
The only cans were Bud and Bud Light that you couldn't. Now everything else is a 16-ounce 4-pack can. You'd never think that cans would hit it, that companies are actually doing away with bottles and moving all to cans now. And when I bought the place 32 years ago, you couldn't give a can away. Everything was a 22-ounce bottle, a 12-ounce bottle, a 750-milliliter bottle they would brew, and that thing. So that was surprising.
Yeah.
The only cans that would go were a 12-ounce Bud, Bud Light, Coors Light, and then certain things happen, like when they made that mess with that Bud Light. What was that woman? She was part of marketing.
Yep. So yeah, crazy.
I've seen so many things. Listen to me. You never seen a company like Miller Lite and Coors Light benefit from somebody else's stupidness. Listen, Joe, I'm on the ground.
Yeah.
They can say what they want. I'm nearly not as intelligent as this marketing director that Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch thing. But when she did that,
yeah,
Coors Light and Miller Lite flew.
of course.
Through the roof.
Yeah.
So without them even advertising, and that's the stuff I've experienced. People making mistakes, and you see them, what happened. And the aftermath, you couldn't give Bud Light away.
Wow.
I remember salesmen telling me they were off 25, 30%. It was crazy.
That's a big number. That's not a small number to be off.
I mean, you had that guy, that good old guy, that true American that was drinking Bud Light and Bud Light only, and you basically took him right out of the picture. And listen to me. I don't know everything. I didn't go to college. I want to say that Anheuser-Busch are pretty smart people, in my opinion. They're doing, and you don't have no control of your employees. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I know what's going on in my place, but sometimes people make mistakes and other people benefit. And that's what I've seen a lot of. You know, brands not doing the right thing or not promoting the right way. Michelob Ultra Light, you can't touch that beer right now. It is probably the hottest light beer right now.
Wow.
Every restaurant is taking a case in their menu. So things happen for a reason.
What about lagers? What are you seeing with lagers? They still a thing?
They're still a thing. It's just there. IPAs are on fire. Some breweries are making 3, 4, 5 different kinds of IPAs. You know, Indian Pale Ales. And all these craft beers, they're popping up everywhere. And microbrew breweries, they're popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Garvey's
that's a fun
Point,
thing.
right from my neighborhood. It's doing phenomenal.
Yeah, we have Funky Buddha down here. Do you carry Funky Buddha? Is that in
No.
New York? They have a brewery down here, local, family owned, and that was really cool to see because it used to just be a brewery, and then they expanded and they started selling in Publix here and all of that, and then they went into the seltzers. So that's really fun to watch.
And you know what I've learned? People want what they can't have. I'm going to give you the best example.
No shit.
In my 20 years, the most requested 2 beers were New Belgium Fat Tire and Shiner Bock. Joey, 5 calls a week. Now that it's available, you can't give it away.
Right.
People, it's just the way life is. Bush Apple.
The perception.
Somebody posted it on social media, and that's it. I mean, you would think Bush Apple, listen to it, but
Yeah.
we couldn't get enough of it.
Only beer I ever tried in my whole life that I kind of was like, okay, I'll have another one, were always the flavor shtick ones, like the pumpkin ones. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Pumpkin, all the chicks love pumpkin anything. And then I did a blueberry. It was like with a dog on it or something. I liked that.
I remember that.
Blue dog or something.
Yep.
Who knows if that's even around. I did a coconut beer.
And there's a lot of breweries that are gone. Lot. Mackelson Stout, oh God, New York Harbor Ale. These were all beers. He was a local guy from the city. Just a John Courage, Bass Ale. These were marquee brands that when I bought the place, you had to have them there. They're gone.
Gone.
They disappeared like a fart in a window.
That's one of your famous lines. Love it. All right, but also outside of the beer in the bottles and the cans, you also do kegs. That's a big part of your business.
I tell you the truth, I kind of, 80% of them come back full.
Really?
The days of kids having you know what it is? There's too much variety now. You're going to buy a keg of Budweiser and you're stuck to Budweiser when you could buy a little Bud Light. You could buy some craft beer. Now you're getting some White Claw, some Truly, some Mike's. There's too much variety. Who wants to be stuck to 240 glasses of Budweiser?
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's
true. Who really wants that? Right. So that has changed. You get the younger college kids still that come in, but now with the 36-pack pricing, if you get a hot summer day and it's 90 degrees outside and you put a keg, even if you put it in ice, I guarantee you in an hour and a half it's all foam. So you're wasting half of it on foam. You get a garbage pail, put a black bag in it, fill it up with ice.
Make it yourself and do a stand.
And
That's fine.
Ice cold. Yeah. Answer me a question. Whether you pick up a solo cup at the end of the night or you pick up a 12-ounce can, what is the difference?
Nothing.
But some people, they love to see that metal thing in the sun baking.
No, they want to see their legs over their head and their mouth on it doing keg stands. That's why you get a keg. It's just for the fun of it. I don't think people actually utilize it for the real purpose.
But I think from the variety point, like when somebody comes in to book a party and there's a guy that's my age or a little older and he remembers way back when and he's having a big affair in his yard, whether it be for his kid or he's celebrating somebody, and they'll come and they say, "Ma, how about a keg?" And I tell them, "Mr. So-and-so, I don't recommend it. You're stuck to that beer. There's so much variety. If you're having a bartender, get some White Claw. You're getting some Mike's Hard Lemonade. You get some regular beer. And everybody wants a craft beer, a nice IPA or something. With variety, you mix it up. I think it changed a little.
Yeah.
Now, the restaurants still do it because the profit margin is so high. To buy a keg, you put it on tap. You're selling it for a good price, and they're making a ton of money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's still good. But I don't think they're as nearly as popular as they used to be.
What about, let's talk about, because you sell water too, you sell soda, you sell everything at Frank's Beverage in Glen Cove, Long Island. Make sure you follow them on social media. Mario will do some fun little things on there here and there occasionally. He's a good time. But I know because, like I said, you're married to my husband's sister. I frequent your house. You always have all the best products, all waters that are like fancy spring in this green bottle and all this crap. But what did you do? Did you ever see Liquid Death coming?
No, but I'm going to tell you something. My father, 30 years ago, I don't know what we were talking, and he says to me, we knew nothing about the business, but he saw how much water we were selling. And if I'm correct, I think it was my dad that said it. He said, "Pa, give up the liquor license, fill the place with water, and call it Water Depot." How smart was he? Joey, half the place is water.
Yeah. No, I know. That's part of your business.
We have water from everywhere. Right now, over the last 6 months, we probably got 5 or 6 more different brands of water, whether it be from Italy or what have you. My nephew called me today. He said, "Uncle Matt, there's this new brand of Italian water." I said, "Sep, just get it. Somebody's going to be coming by with a hand truck and they're going to grab it." Carbonated and still 1 liter bottles are on fire.
Wow.
Saratoga, Mountain Valley. You can't touch these brands. Then you got these people doing these plugs on TikTok, and the phone goes crazy.
Yeah.
We sell more water than beer.
You see that?
We are selling more water than beer.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about because I feel that. I mean, that's what's happening in the spirits industry. Everything's declining on our ends, and everybody's going to more of a non-alc or healthier alternative.
And another thing, non-alcoholic beers are on fire.
What are the best brands you're selling?
Oh, right now, the top are Athletic Brewing
Okay.
and Heineken 00 are the leaders of my store. Remember, all over the world, like I talk to colleagues of mine that are out east or in different parts of the island. Sometimes I'm selling a ton of one product and you can't give it away in his store where he's selling 30 cases a week of it and I sell none. But we do good with Athletic Brewing, Heineken 00 are probably the two top right now.
Nice.
It's crazy. I mean, everybody's making a non-alcoholic.
Of course.
Guinness. I mean, every company's got one. Peroni, Corona, and they're doing well. Every restaurant is ordering.
Yeah, you
People
have
are
to.
ordering.
You have to. That's what the sign of the times. That's
Well,
what's
they
happening.
finally got it right. And from what I hear from these people that drink it, it truly tastes like a beer. I'm not saying it didn't years ago, but they've perfected it. Like they claim this Athletic Brewing is right on. They're making IPAs, lagers, different style of brewing and non-alcoholics, and they're doing really well.
That's
So
good.
that I seen evolve. That was, when I bought the place, it was Old Duels. That's it.
Imagine.
Old Milwaukee, NA. That's it.
I know.
Now,
Everybody
brewery
has.
is making non-alcoholic wines hit the shelf. We're allowed to sell them. People are picking them up.
I don't love them. I'm trying to find a hero brand for non-alc. I'm actually having someone on the podcast that what they are doing is they're de-alcoholizing the wine, and it does still taste like wine, which is cool. They're going to be coming on. It's a company called Alter, and I think they're partnering with big houses that they're going to end up doing those products for the wine companies. So there'll be wine bottles that taste like, a bottle of Camus, but it's non-alcoholic, which is really exciting for people like me because, like you, I do not really participate as much people think I do, but that's because I have kids and I'm tired and I'm old now and I can't metabolize it the same. But I think that it's not just a movement. I think that people are allowed to have a variety, like you said. I think that it's okay to have a spritzer here and there, but it is better just to have just a club soda or whatever. And
they've been talking about it for as long as I've been in business. Listen, other states, I don't know them all, but they sell everything. You could go into a supermarket and buy liquor, wine, and beer. But New York is such a state that's upside down there. I swear to God, they could fuck up a wet dream.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm sorry.
It's true.
They've been talking about it for as long as I'm in business. My store's 8,700 square feet. That is a game changer. I get liquor. Besides maybe bottle buy, I'm destroying everybody.
1,000%. Why is it that we're not allowed to have those type of products in the same store? And why do you have to have a separate license? Why? I mean, with Total Wine, right, in Westbury, they had a whole beer store. It had to be detached. Yeah, they had to be detached. And yes, they ended up giving it up because spirits took over and NA took over and everything else that they were selling more of, which
they gave up.
Yeah.
I heard. Okay, there was a salesman that worked for a beer company. He went to work for them.
Okay.
He was saying they were ordering a ton of beer. So much outdated beer, they realized they couldn't gain money. And listen to me, a couple of my colleagues up in that area, in the West Bay area, were affected by it. Listen, I'm blessed.
Yeah,
I'm in
you're
Glen
lucky
Cove.
you're there.
You got
Yeah.
that stretch.
Yeah.
And after, I think April will be 83 years my place is in existence. I really want to call the state liquor authority and see some of the longest license or the oldest license in the state of New York. I want to see where
you fall?
where I fall.
Do you belong in the Guinness Book of Records?
No.
Not for that.
Not for
Maybe for something else.
Maybe something. And you never know.
You never know.
I'm not that old.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping you get there for something. You could definitely get in there for your cooking. We know you love to cook. And yes, ALB, if you're listening, this is him, Mario, the one who's always pouring your vodka in his vodka sauce and making it what it is, super edible and delicious in other ways. But yeah, I mean, you cook like a mother effer.
I love to cook.
I know.
And listen, when I worked in my father's restaurant, I was in the pizzeria. So my father had a nephew that was there. And he kind of when I got out of high school, he was my cousin Vinny. I know it's a...
Aha, I'm Mona Lisa Vito.
And he was a great guy, and I was so close to him, Joey. So my father, he was there, but my father started investing in real estate. He started to become a mover. And this guy, Vinny, I guess what my father's got is said, put my son under your wing. And this guy taught me everything. So I always was in the front end of the pizzeria, and I assumed the head pizza man job. My cousin Mario was working, my father's brother's son. We're the same age. He was right aside me, and there were 6 other guys in the pizzeria. And I was doing all the ordering of the food with this head chef named Hector, which I hit it off with. May he rest in peace.
Nice.
He had died of cancer. We were tremendously close. But I had worked for a short time on the takeout line, but never behind the line. But me and this guy were close. And I constantly would watch him. And later in my life, I don't know, I just started cooking. And I just I love cooking.
I know.
I'll cook for anybody.
I know.
And don't think it's for 1 or 2 people. I could cook for 15 guys, anybody. Just give me the number, tell me what you feel like eating, and I'm going.
What do you think is your best dishes? Top 5 dishes.
My top 5 dishes.
Yes, let's go.
Chicken with potatoes in the oven.
Okay.
My alla vodka is amazing. I make chicken franchise with melted mozzarella, signature dish. What else? My meatballs, listen to me. I know if this thing ever gets any heat, this thing that we're doing, every meatball banana in the world
Oh,
is
yeah, they're going to want to come.
My meatball, I don't care. Listen to me. My father claims better than my mother's.
Wow.
My father says that my meatballs are better than my mom's.
Okay,
and
so
my mother's a tremendous cook.
I've had your meatballs. They're fantastic for sure. I know the secret, but you don't have to share. But I just want to ask a blanket statement. Some people argue over 2 things with meatballs. A, do you use breadcrumbs or fresh bread?
Both.
There's his secret. And B, the other thing is it fresh chopped onions or is it garlic and onion powder?
Fresh.
There you go. There are
another
the secrets.
secret of mine, I have one of those pampered chef things.
I know.
I beat the garlic up so much. Joey, you can't even see it. Like, listen to me. I go everywhere, and I'm a meatball lover. I wish my wife was here. Every time we go out, I like to try other people's meatball. And when I catch a piece of garlic the size of this bottle, sweetie, you don't know what it does to me. You're burping it up for 3 days. I mash the garlic so much that it's like puree.
Yeah, I know.
And another secret I'll give you, I don't use onions, I use shallots in my meatball.
I know that secret. I've made your meatballs. You taught me how to make your meatballs. You taught me how to make your lasagna.
I get old Italian bread, and I dip it in milk. I make it get nothing. I just add a little breadcrumb, just a little in there. And that's it. It's over.
O-V-E-R.
It's over.
So good. Yeah, no, Mario is the bomb. He teaches me all his tricks, and my son likes to cook with you too.
Well, your son is a great cook for 30 seconds. He gets all revved up. Uncle Mal, what are we cooking? He brings me out the item. Where's Kaden? He disappeared like a fart in the wind. He's gone. He gets
He's over.
And we're cooking dinner, and he wants to start cooking dessert.
Yep, 1,000%. He likes to dictate. He likes to just tell you what to do. He doesn't really want to help. He doesn't want to learn how to chop. I mean, we got the pampered chef thing because of you. That's an easy tool for him. He should be on that
it's not
job.
like my brother-in-law's getting up off the couch and assisting.
Oh, of course.
Remember when that calamari juice hit him? He was.
It was shrimp. It was the shrimp. The shrimp got him right in the eye.
He says to me, it's Thanksgiving. You need any help? I said, clean the shrimps. I'm making shrimp scampi. I don't know what he did, and some shrimp juice hit him. Joe, he was
on the
his eyes
couch
for 2 hours.
2 days.
Listen,
2 days. He was crying about it. I know. It's no bueno.
Just keep him out of the kitchen.
He's like such a fake Italian. He doesn't know how to make red sauce. I don't understand. I don't understand what happened there. But it's okay because we make up for it. We're a good team in the kitchen.
We're a good team all the time.
We are. We clean well. I clean up while you cook.
I say to her on Thanksgiving, listen, I know Joey's not Italian. I said, Joe, where's the Italian bread? She's like, what do you mean? I said, well, we got a unge inside the scampi sauce. That's like the best part of the meal. She says, I forgot the Italian bread. So me and her husband go on this wild goose chase to go find bread on Thanksgiving Day. Everybody's closed.
I knew they weren't going to find anything.
I'm like, Joe, do you have any yeast home? She's like, yeah, Caden's a baker. I said, you got all-purpose flour? And we made focaccia.
Yes, he did. It was so good. I was like such a happy accident that I forgot the bread. I forgot it. So good. Oh my gosh, Mara. So there's so much we could always talk about. We can laugh all the time. You're just so pleasant, like I said, and you are blessed. You're very fortunate to be, married into the family you're married into. You're so lucky, as am I. And we have such camaraderie together and all these funny stories. But I think that it's a testament to say that you've known your family way longer than you've been married. Like you guys were connected in a different way. I think you knew my husband before or something, right?
I know them all. If my memory holds me right, Vinny, Tony, Tina, Francesca's mom, she worked in a beauty salon in the same shopping center as my pizzeria. I got to verify that with my wife, but I'm almost positive.
Wow.
I think she worked for a place called House of Capelli, and they were in the shopping center. I know Tina's mom when I was 11, 12, 14 years old, running around that shopping center. I know Tina's dad 40 years.
That's crazy.
They were neighborhood people. And listen to me, I'm not just saying this because they're good people. And they had a lot of tragedy, and they're very tight-knit. And you see, we carried that over. With me and you are outsiders. And you see, listen, call it the truth. I'm in Florida.
You see us.
I come to see you. I make it my business to come and see you every time I'm here. Even my wife says to me, you've been running around all week. I'm going to see my nephews. I'm going to see your brother. I'm going to see my sister-in-law just to have dinner, just, to keep the family close. These things are important. And it's a dying thing, dear.
It is.
People don't take time to spend time with one another.
No, they don't prioritize family, which sucks.
No, and we do. Every time we try to get together, it's important. For me, it's important.
I agree. And we know how to break bread together. We know how to bake and cook and make a mess together. It's so fun.
Remember when we cooked and I dropped all the Brussels sprouts?
Oh, so good. Yes, that was so good.
I was moving so fast. I came out of the oven. I went one way. The Brussels sprouts went the other. I'm like, Joe, they're stuck under the refrigerator.
They're probably still under the refrigerator. So good. All right, so we talked about a little bit on the beer industry. Like I said, I still kind of feel confused there. I don't really know what the whole hoopla is. I know a lot of people love beer. I don't get it. You're trying to explain it to me a little bit. At the end of the day, it sounds like it's
a liquor drinker's a liquor drinker. A beer drinker's a beer drinker.
Okay.
Like, I see my regulars come in, and you know what? I'm pretty conversational, especially my nephew Giuseppe. This kid is such a wonderful human being. I'm not just saying, listen to me. You know when somebody takes a piece of your heart? I tell my sister every day, Maya, don't worry about him. Oh. No matter what I do in life. I don't care if we have the beer distributor we don't, whether I open up a restaurant, which is something on my to-do list.
Let's do it.
He's with me. And he's such a good, and he takes a lot of pride. He's a little young. Yeah. He's a little green still. But he's into the craft beers. And you want to know the truth? Joe, he knows more than me.
That's good.
He's off. I'm calling him. Sepp, about this beer. It's him now. He's up with this THC, this hemp-infused stuff. It's all him.
I love that.
Other than me paying the bill and putting it in the computer, this is all him. So it's moving in another direction, even faster than me. He's got it.
That's nice.
He knows all the trending stuff. Like when we're doing inventory, he's like, oh, man, don't order that. It's dying. But there's a lot of breweries, Lawson's and, Save the Robots and all these breweries that are everywhere, Trees Brewing. I mean, there's so many now. And everything is in a 16-ounce 4-pack can.
Okay.
You're not buying too much. You're not buying too little. And everything's in a can now. So
yeah, we touched on that a little bit with the water in the can. I was trying to ask you about Liquid Death. So did that ever come to you or what?
We sell it.
Okay.
We have a few customers that like it on home. We do a lot of home deliveries.
Okay.
So, if you order 6 cases or more, we're bringing it. My guys will put it in the garage. They'll stock your shelves. It really is a good thing. And we have a few customers and other companies because I was doing an event for a wedding and they were asking for all water in aluminum bottles. So I think Dasani came in an aluminum bottle. Poland Spring is making an aluminum screw top bottle. Liquid Death to do it. And I'm sure there's others out there.
I like Path Water. Have you seen Path Water?
No.
It's beautiful. It's a reusable aluminum bottle, white and black matte, beautiful. But Tony always tries to tell me to get away from these type of water bottles.
They say they know
microplastics and stuff.
And that's why.
Have you seen a decline in that type of products sold?
In bulk, no. But in the home, everybody right now, the 3 hottest brands, Mountain Valley, Saratoga, and Pellegrino and Aquapana. Listen to me, Joe, you cannot touch them. But people are trying different. Like we got in, what was last week?
What about that box water that kind of looks like a milk
Didn't do
carton?
nothing.
Nothing?
I ordered it. A friend of mine is in the liquor business. My friend Gary Abruzzo, that knows your brother.
Yes, yes.
They work together.
Yes.
He had a friend that had this aqua in a carton. Joe, I plastered it all over social media, on Instagram. I thought people were going to stay away from a plastic bottle.
No.
It's out there.
You want to know
I
why?
donated it.
For me, in my opinion, is because like this has the cap, right? So a lot of people are doing the powders and all that, and you can put it in and shake it. So some of these cartons, yeah, they do have the turn
Yes.
cap, but some of them don't. You just open them like a milk carton. And some of the vessels, that's what it's about the size too. Like if you're going to take it in the car and it's too big to fit into the cup holder or a bike holder or something like
now
that.
what a lot of these Mountain Valley's got the best sizing.
Okay.
They got a 1 liter bottle or 33, 16 ounce, 12 ounce. So they got every size in the glass bottles, and people don't mind paying. They're paying for the glass. It's very expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Joey, Voss Water's $30-something a case right now.
It's wild.
It's insane.
How was COVID with your water?
Oh my God, the best 2 years of my life.
Really?
Listen to me. When they made us essential, first of all, we were the biggest mask holes on the face of the planet. Biggest. I couldn't wear that mask. It bothered me, and my workers followed right behind me. There was people on social media bashing us. But once they deemed us essential, I've never seen anything in my 32 years like those 2 years in business. And matter of fact, the day that they shut it down, I do this company, I call them the Pole Brothers. They own like 5 or 6 marquee restaurants on the North Shore. Every one of their restaurants are amazing. Their clientele, they open up a place, they don't even have to do advertising. So every Monday, I do all their stops except for the one out east. So that Monday, COVID hit, and I got 2 of them out. And one of the managers called me. I said, "What do you need today?" He said, we heard it on the news. They just shut down everything. I had a sense of empty feeling, like, what am I going to do now? Stay home? I mean, no more business?
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks, we were staying open. And I said to my guys, we're staying here until they say we can't. But I knew we were selling what the news was saying everybody needed. When they posted that thing and we were listed as essential,
You were like, God bless.
we were selling tractor trailers of water a week. It was cash and credit card.
Wow.
There was no wholesale happening. It was the most amazing time in my 32-year run.
Wild.
People coming with SUVs, just opening them up and filling it to the point that they couldn't close the door. Listen, I understand the world was coming to an end, or that was what it is. It was the most.
No, a lot of people profited from COVID, and it's not to. It's exactly. It's a knock on wood thing. It's not everybody.
No.
A lot of
And I
people
was
lost
blessed.
a lot of lives, including us. We
Yes.
did lose a lot of friends and loved ones. And at the end of the day, it is a blessing to still be able to survive and help, because like you said, your dad said back in the day, it should have just been the water depot. Like he basically was.
And you know what it is? I did a few things. Like, I went to school with a girl named Delia DeRiggi, and she's a politician. And I wanted to donate water to the COVID unit in Glen Cove Hospital. I just said to myself, you know what? It's a good thing. Listen, everybody has an angle. People are going to look at this and say, but I called her up. I said, Delia, who do I get in touch with in the Glen Cove Hospital? I don't want it to go to the regular hospital. I'm not wanting in maintenance. Whoever's working the cancer and the COVID unit, I got a half a skid of water. Joey, it was one of the best things I ever did.
Yeah,
They wound up giving me a thing where she got me in touch with the coordinator to the hospital. We pulled up, we unloaded a half a skid of water. We brought it to where, and I did that a lot.
I love that.
To the old age center, different organizations, and I was just donating stuff.
I love that.
I did it out of the goodness of my heart because we were blessed. I was going to work every day, and it's always good to give back a little bit.
1000%. That's a
It's
really
always good to
important
give back a little bit.
and very important lesson in
And it
life.
came to me tenfold. I remember I called my paper bag supplier, and I'm like, I'm seeing the world go crazy over paper towels and disinfectant. I said, you know what? I called them up. I said, do you guys have a problem? He said, Mario, you order So I started selling paper towels, toilet paper, and disinfectant and wipes.
Perfect.
Joey, I put it on Facebook. It went bananas.
Yeah. It was hard to get.
Everything just fell into place, and it was a good 2 years. And you know what it is? I see it. A lot of people appreciated us for being there. I mean that. Listen, we were mask holes. Listen, one guy walked in, Joey, one day.
I can't wait for this story.
Listen to me. I am not lying. He had a hazmat suit on with a fucking mask. Joe, gloves.
Oh, man.
I says to the guy, he came in for a bag of 8-pound ice. If you got to come out like that, hang yourself. I mean, there's no sense of living after that. I wish I would have taken a video and showed you right now. I'd have you in tears.
Oh,
He
my
tiptoed
God.
inside.
For ice.
Fully covered. I mean, I know, and then you're seeing us without masks on. So that's when the pushback came. But listen to me. It bothered me. A little arrogant. I didn't want to wear it, and my guys followed suit. And listen, somebody called.
I'm sure they did.
Somebody from the state came down, and the guy was a gentleman. He says, you guys got to wear it. You're essential. You're here. You're on the ground. It's a war zone out there. He was a gentleman, Joey. He was not a buffoon. He didn't come in and write us up. He said, listen, there's people watching. You're out. You're exposed. You got to wear them. He was a gentleman. But listen, it was a good time.
It was a good time. It also seems like it's so
I mean, for
long
your business
ago.
too, not just for mine.
Forget it. We were essential. We also, a lot of the brands that I worked with would still do samplings. And yes, we had to wear masks. Like we would go in and we had to have the plexiglass.
Listen, those curbsides was crazy.
That was crazy
We
times.
were just cutting orders from the register, writing their name and phone number, and telling the customer they were giving us the credit card. Just tell us when you pull up. And one of my guys would run it out, whether it be in a bag or a couple of boxes, or whether it was a hand truck full of stuff. It was an interesting time.
It was. It feels like it was a lifetime ago, which is so crazy because it wasn't, but it's just wild. I mean, you've lived through other things though. Like you said, you've been in business 32 years. I'm
Sandy?
sure you saw Sandy and all the other, yeah.
Sandy hits. My lights flicker. Joey, I don't know whether it is all this good is coming back to me. Now we don't lose power. Like, I'm the only block in Glen Cove that doesn't lose power. I have old copper phone lines, my phones are working, and my ice machines are working. And the whole world is in a crisis.
Yeah.
My house didn't have power for 11 days. And my beer distributor blinked the first day. So I got to say the truth. In my 32 years, I've seen a lot of good. I really, really have.
That's
I
wild.
really have. I've been blessed. You know, I'm a hard worker. My oldest guy's with me 23 years. That says a lot about a person.
Definitely does.
So during COVID, my main guy's working with me, and his brother's working to a restaurant. And he gets COVID early. Like, Joey, like when they declared you a leper, like they were putting an X on the front of your house, like the world was coming to an end.
Yeah.
So my driver comes to me, and he's with me at that time 20 years, 19 years. He said, there's my brother. I says, okay. He says, Matt, he's home. Please. We were so busy during COVID. He says, let him come. Let him come with me. I want to teach him. If there's ever an opening, I want you to hire him. Joey. This kid was working. Like after 2 weeks, I needed him.
Yeah, of course.
I said, George, teach your brother. He became my second driver. And he's still with me. Aww. So a lot of good things happened. And he worked for a restaurant where they weren't so nice to him. Upper management was really not doing the right thing by him. So this kid turned out to be a gem, and he's my driver's brother, and they don't leave me.
I love that.
You know, I take care of I take care of all of them. I feel in business, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. Listen to me. I have friends of mine, landscapers, construction guys, cursing, yelling at them. Listen to me. That was never my way. Again, I feel you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. That's my way.
It's 1,000% true.
I had this discussion with my nephew. He's learning and he's helping me. Joey, I could fight with every one of my employees 10 times a day. In business, you got to pick and choose your battles.
And in marriage, too.
Yeah, I mean, everything is work. I could walk through my store and find 5 things wrong. But in the end, I have to get my deliveries out. I have to get stuff in. So I pick and choose what issues I'm going to have to deal with.
There's no alcohol emergencies. Never. There's not.
I tell everybody, I've been saying it for years. in the liquor, I'm going to call it the liquor business, beer, liquor, wine. You catch them when they're happy. You catch them when they're throwing themselves off a bridge. It's just the way it is.
It's true.
It's just the way it is.
My dad says we're in a recession-proof business because you drink when you're happy, you drink when you're sad, you drink when you make money, when you don't have money. It is what it is. It's just like celebratory or not. And we're very lucky to be in the business that we're in, and it's still going strong. Yes, we're going through lows. Yes, like I said, we're seeing things change. You guys were innovative enough to have other items in your store.
Listen, if you think about White Claw had come out, right? And then it died. And then it popped. But with High Noon and Surfside, what were they doing? They saw the sales of White Claws. And truly, they took notes, and that evolved from that. So we were there first. All right. They're working on these things, and I think this license with the hemp and the THC it's going in another direction. But it was the seltzers, the spiked seltzers, that inspired them. They could say whatever they want.
1,000%.
They took, all right, they said it tastes better, whatever the case may be. But listen to me. At one time during COVID and right after, we were buying hundreds of cases of White Claw. And I got to say, Truly was right there. And my friend Brian that I mentioned, this kid Brian Lynch from the Boston Beer Company, he was heavily involved with it. And we had such a good relationship with it. And he was giving us deals and doing the right thing and help promoting the brand and putting up signs. And it was going. But the Surfside and the High Noon.
There's always someone looking to replace one of these brands.
Like I said, Zima was ahead of the time. In 1994, I remember 5 cases sitting on the floor. Now I think back 30 years later, they were there. They had it. They saw the vision. It just wasn't the right time.
My dad did the same thing. He had a RTD brand in a black, gorgeous beer bottle that was matte. It was called Tico. And it was with, it was tequila based with ginger beer and lime. And it was delicious, and the vessel was gorgeous. It was sold in a 4-pack, but it was way too early. I want to say this was like 2005, maybe.
You see somebody like your father, and when I'm with you at the holidays, what do you think I'm glued to him for?
Yeah.
That's like my father's time. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was, this has got to be, oh God, Joey, 25 years ago, Coke was owned by their own route. So this Nick, Senior and Junior, had the route. He married into it. So it was his wife, and this guy Nick was running the route. I could talk about this now because it's 30 years ago. One of the supermarkets had cans on sale. Joey, he dropped a trailer of soda, whole 18-wheeler, full of cans, dropped it. We were eating pizza that day for lunch. He took a napkin off the counter, wrote how many cases, times, and later he says, I'll see you later. On a handshake, I bought a trailer of soda. Not even an invoice. Go try that today.
No way.
So when your father talks to me about brands that he brought and how he made deals and they sat in a room and they shook somebody's hand and it meant something, I could gravitate to that. It was still alive in 1994. This man left the trailer, so he said, Mario, pay me when you got it. He wrote it on a napkin, on a pizza white napkin that was sitting on a box.
Wow.
How many cases times what it is, made a line, I'll see you when I see you.
So crazy.
Now?
Never.
If the government
you would be sent to collections.
Oh, God. So
would never
I
happen.
experienced doing business. So that's why when I'm with your dad, like on Thanksgiving, and he was telling me, Tina's like, you haven't left him alone. Babe, the guy's a legend. People could say whatever they want. I tell my friend Gary, and I remember Harvey Bronstein was a dear friend of mine, and I think he was in your father.
Him and Corey too. He knows both.
I think he was in your father's bridal party or something. When I used to see Mr. Bronstein in Dunkin' Donuts, we happened to be there almost every day at the same time. I would buy coffee for my men every morning and listen to this guy talk about your father. And when he tells you that told me that your father, I didn't make up this. They told me your father's the godfather of the liquor business. I didn't forget that. And he told me this 20 years ago. So when I'm speaking to your father and he's telling me these stories about how he did this, he had to go see this guy, shook this guy's hand. That intrigues me.
Yeah.
I remember those days at the end. I saw a little of that. I love that shit. Listen, I'm old school at heart. A lot of guys play that line, but I am it.
Yeah.
I love the old ways. Unfortunately, I'm outnumbered and it's over, and I'm in business and I see it,
I think you do a good job balancing. I think you balance your
But
old.
like when I go order Coca-Cola today, Joey, I call my salesman and I have a wonderful relationship with him. His name is Mike. But I'm going online, I'm logging in, and I'm looking at my number. Frank's Beverage, and there's my number. Years ago, a salesman used to come in. All right, the one I have now, he answers the phone and I'm very close with him. But I remember Nick, Senior and Junior, father and son, working the route. Coming in with bandanas on. The days, a handshake. Huh? I tell you the truth, I tried looking them up on social media. I know their names. I'm assuming the father's not with us anymore. Just for the son, Nicky Jr., I couldn't find them. Just to say hello and see how they were doing.
Well, if you're listening, Nikki, come find Mario. He's looking for you in a good way.
Those were good times. Those were really good times. And I made a lot of connections. I met a lot of good people. I remember there was a guy working for Anheuser-Busch, Claire Rose, and his name was Jack. Joey, still coming in 90-degree weather with a tie on.
Oh.
Old school salesman. I would need a keg of beer. He would put it in his car and bring it to me. And I says to him one time, a true company man. I'd say to him, Jack, you're a stand-up street guy, my kind of guy. He was one of them company guys. Eat, shit, drink Claire Rose. Loved him, was there for years.
Had the bumper sticker.
When he got to work one day, they let him go. They asked him for his book or I don't remember. Do you know he called me on the way home? And he said, Mario, you always told me, be myself. They must have replaced him with a
Younger model.
Or
definitely
two or
not
three
in a tie.
And he called me the day on his way home to tell me, Mario, you told me, I used to say to him, Jack, you're doing the extra mile. You're getting a little older. If they got to replace you, and he called me to tell me that I told him so.
It's so unfortunate, but it happens often. I've talked about this on the show before about how, sometimes you lose a good one, and it's because of either, their salary's a little high, or maybe they don't know how to do the technology, the social media, whatever it may be. And that sucks for them, but there's still a lot of fight in those dogs, and there's a lot of sale in the hustle, right? And I feel like any of them, I talked about it. If you're still out there, just try. If you love it and you have the passion for sales, it's in your DNA, you'll find a good spot. And that's what's important about relationships. You remember him.
And I still try to do it.
Right.
And when I go to these beverage meetings, like we get together, all the Class C license, a lot of the reps are there, a lot of the breweries are there, and we get together once a year. And this year was like an amazing turnout. Joey, I'm the veteran in the room.
Wow.
I remember my father was in the karting business, and there was Beverage Barn, 350 Beverage, and another. They were buying groups.
Okay.
And I think we were Beverage Busters. There was
BB.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so we were Beverage Busters, and we went to the first meeting. My dad happened to come with me, and there was 20 guys in a room. It was out someplace in the middle of the island, and coming from an Italian family, sticking together, everybody working to the common goal. My father said, this is a good thing. Go to the meeting. These guys are united. These were 25 guys, all screaming at each other. They couldn't find their way out of a fucking paper bag. I never went to another meeting again. It was over. That was it. We got in the car with my father. My father said, this ain't for you. These guys were all screaming. The top guys were making all the money. It was a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Nothing. And I never went back to another meeting again.
You see?
And I've always moved at my own pace, did whatever I wanted, beat it to my own drum. Never mattered to me what anybody else was doing.
That's good. And you reached back, which is very important.
And
I think that's super important. And as a business owner, that's some lesson that if people don't know that, you should take away from this episode.
Is it so bad for people wanting to revert back to when things were good? I mean, I understand times change. I got to be lucky my 16-year-old can have a conversation on a regular telephone home line in a few years. Like, my son comes to work with me in the summer. I don't think he can even appreciate the education that he's getting, the ability to say hello to somebody, have a nice day, thank you, how you doing? I mean, most of these kids they're 16, 17, 20 years old. They're in their pajamas playing Fortnite. We're losing something. So do you think it's that bad that we go back a little bit and try to, I don't think it's that bad. And I try every chance I get just to remind people that there was a time that things were great. It wasn't this crazy. You know, I tell my son, you walk into a room and you see a bunch of my friends, you stick your hand out and you shake their hand.
Yeah.
It's a dying art, Joe.
1,000%.
You know, how you doing? How's your family? How's things going? I do it all the time. Take 2 minutes and ask how somebody's doing, but we're outnumbered, sweetie. Me and you can have this conversation
all day.
All day. And, you know, right now there's going to be somebody listening to us say, this guy's a quack pot. He lost his fucking mind. I know, you know.
I think that's why we're successful, because we have a lot of the old world still in our DNA. Even though I'm a little bit younger than you, I have a much older dad. And I feel like a lot of those values have been instilled in me. And I know that it's important. And I know correspondence is important. And my mom was really good at that too. And I think that the fact that you have people that are still on your top of mind from 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, I don't forget nothing.
And I'm the same way. And I feel like it is a dying, you know, art to be like that personable.
And if somebody's ever helped me, and there's been a lot, and if anybody's ever listened to this, they know. Mario never forgets. If somebody does right by me, they always hold a special place in my heart. And while your father's with us, Joey, listen to me. Pick his brain apart, sweetie. Mm-hmm. You're going to be sitting on the couch one day and you're going to say, my dad told me, because there's so many things that my father told me. And when I was my son's age, I am sure I said, yeah, he's full of shit. He's out of his mind. 95% of the time, what my father told me was right on. Mm-hmm. Life experiences in business, and listen to me. You listen to your dad and take those old stories and keep them right here, because I'm telling you, one day you're going to think back and you're going to be in a business situation and you're going to say, my father told me this. Very smart man. Mm-hmm. Every time I'm in his company, I cherish every moment I get to speak with him.
Thank you.
He's a good man.
He loves you.
And he's very smart.
So are you, Mario.
You know.
I think he sees that in you as well. He always lights up when you give him a phone call.
Thanksgiving, we spent the whole night together.
Forget it. He loves you. You guys are so funny together.
I mean, listen, if you think about the brands and where he brought them, I know there's a lot of guys that done it, but probably a handful, sweetie.
Oh, he told me yesterday that he's 0.03% of his age group that's alive right now. That's it. It's very rare to make it to his age.
He has his
sentiment. And he still has his wits about him. Yeah, it's wild.
On Thanksgiving, he was telling me about situations from 40 years ago. I was like Dumbo. I couldn't get enough of it.
Good.
You know, mixing cultures and him being Jewish and dealing with Catholics and how everybody, the common goal was to make money. Mm-hmm. And nobody losing sight of that. Mm-hmm. It was such a glorious time. And those are the things we got to embrace. And those are the things you got to listen to. It's gone, Joe. I hate to say it. Me and you are in the trenches. Mm-hmm. You know, when these guys do these numbers in corporate, they're figuring things out and they got these guys out of college, but it's the people on the ground. I don't care what any of you say. It's the people on the ground that know what's going on and know what's moving.
And that they're the ones who build these brands. And that's why it's important that you've had this longevity with the people who work with you. And I'm lucky to say that I have a lot myself as well. And I think that's something that I want to leave the audience with, that it's about your relationships. It's about your personality, sticking to who you are and staying true to what you believe in. And I think that I had so much fun with you, Mario. I think we need to do another episode. We can talk about so many other things.
I had a blast. And listen, 32 years, and I tell everybody, I've seen great years. I've said, my wife has heard me. I had enough. I want to sell it. In 32 years, you see flat years, years you made money, years you just treaded by. But you know what? It's 32 years and we're still here.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me. Listen, somebody listening to us is saying, you know what? He's selling beer. What is he doing? But I'm there every day. Mm-hmm. I told one customer one time, they bashed me for watching a news station. So I had a news station on, and this customer decided to rip my world apart. And I says to her, you know one and simple truth? I said, you know how many presidents I've seen in 32 years? But the only thing that's true is I opened this store for 32 years every day. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter to me. I did it for me. Mm-hmm. Did it for me and my family. And I take a lot of pride in what I do. I'm in my store every day.
It's important.
You know, and I'm trying to teach these values to my nephew. Mm-hmm. Listen, he learns a lot, and now he's starting to listen. And when my friends come in and say to him, listen to your uncle, I see it.
Sometimes it has to be someone else telling you that, because I feel like, that's so many people probably told me to work with Dad, and I didn't listen until Tony told me I'll never get a better education anywhere else than working with the family business. Yeah, so
just the stories,
takes the right person.
And take your time and listen to him, Joe. I guarantee you, he's going to tell you something, and you're going to cross a situation in your life, and you're like, my father did that. You know how many things my dad has told me? I remember when I bought my first piece of real estate. It was the house right behind my beer distributor. The house was built in 1936. So my father calls me, a real estate agent calls me. He says, walk up the block. I walk up, I'm in front of this house. You're going to buy this house. What? Joe, I walked in. The place hadn't been renovated since 1936. The same family owned it. In the shower was a pull chain light. I said to my father, what are we doing with this?
Yeah.
It became one of my most profitable pieces of real estate.
See?
I didn't see it. He did.
Did he say I told you so?
No, he tells me. You want to hear something that he told me? About 2 months ago, I'm driving in the car with him. I've been in business 32 years. I bought a few pieces of real estate. I raised a family. I have a beautiful home. I would say I did it.
Yeah. Your way.
You know what he told me? I hope he listens to this. He told me at 57 years old, you haven't accomplished nothing without me. I didn't yell. I said, you know what? Thank you, Pa. You're right. And I got out of the car and I left. He's my father. Am I going to argue with him?
No.
He knows things probably that he's still teaching me. And that's what I say. He's teaching me something. He's trying to light a fire in me. He's trying to motivate me to do something. So these old timers, we got to embrace them, Joe, because when they're gone, we're going to miss them.
1,000%.
And all these great things that your father did when you're standing in a room and you walk into a room and they say, like Harvey told me that time, the godfather of the liquor business. I'll never forget that. He said that about your father.
So nice. Thank you, Harvey.
Yes, may you rest in peace. Good man.
Yes.
Good man. Very good man.
Well, Mario, we're going to sign off. I know you could keep talking because you
I
love to talk.
I think you did a good job.
I think you did an amazing job. Thank you so much for being
And
here.
thank you for having me. I
My
love you
wonderful
tremendously,
bub.
you know.
I love you too. My brother-in-law, he does this. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? And guys, I want Ben to tape this before I sign out for a preview of this episode. Every time that you hear Mario say how many years he's been in business, take a drink.
Sounds good.
It's a good drinking game.
As we say, salute.
Salute. Cheers. We're just drinking water today, but
Yes.
I'll cheers to you. To you, my family. Love you.
Love you too. And thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sipping and Selling.
With Joey Chanel.